Good morning, Bengals. Happy Monday. Happy June. Happy week 9 of the quarter. We are going to spend some time this week just in what we call a quiet week at Helena High. So you'll receive no new assignments at all. You are just going to continue working on those final projects, which we'll go over here in a few minutes. And you're going to hopefully then also be checking PowerSchool and your Schoology account. Turn it in, go out and make sure you're not missing any assignments. That's your job to stay on top of those. So I need you to go out and check, spend a few minutes going into your Schoology account, what's pending. Go out to turn it in, what have you not turned in yet? And then, of course, I'll be updating PowerSchool all week so that you will, keep checking that and you'll be able to see what I have scored and what I'm still working on grading. This week being your quiet week, like I said, there's no new assignments at all this week. So I want you to go back and double check what you're missing because that'll give you some time to get caught up once you finish that final project. The other, I would just say that, the few things we'll go over today primarily are going to be your memoirs. Many of you have not checked those comments and the rubric. Remember, that is a grade, just to go out and look and see what I said, what you earned, and reflect on that a little bit. If you haven't turned in the memoir, then of course I still need you to turn that in as well. And those were from last month. So they've all been scored, of course, and I've sent them to you. And most of you have actually checked those, so I'm not too worried. The other items I would say that are of our top priority are your theme analysis from the LEAP, which several of you haven't completed yet, your reading logs for the month of May, which were due just on Friday. So maybe those will be coming in today, I would imagine. But just go out and look because there are other things, different people have different things missing, of course. Okay. All work, that means late work, extra credit, missing work, everything needs to be in a week from today. So that is no later than Monday, June 8th at midnight. Because as you can imagine, it takes me a while to grade everything. If I have 95 students sending me all their late work, I can't get that graded in a reasonable, that one day. So it's going to take me time. Please send a courtesy email. We talked about that last week. If you have sent in late work from March, I don't go out and check that day. Of course, just like you, I don't go backward. I move forward in my day. So you need to just shoot me an email and say, I did my late work. Thanks for taking it late with no penalty, Mrs. P. This is the assignment I turned in. Then that flags for me on my notations that I need to go back and grade it. So thank you for doing that. I will have all of your grades finalized, like it says here, by 3 o'clock on Thursday, June 11th. So when you check PowerSchool, Thursday evening, that'll be your final fourth quarter and semester 2 grades. A little bit, I'll go over the finals schedule. So next week is finals week at Helena High. We will not be having a final exam, as you know, because we've been working on these projects since May 4th. So you'll just turn in your final project. Then next week, what you'll do during your normal scheduled time, you are going to come in and conference with me about that final project. So we'll have had a chance to, how did it go? What did you learn? What would you do differently? What do you walk away with? And we'll do that through Zoom. So I will show you here on the website where they're posted, but you will also receive today, which is Monday, June 1st, you're going to receive an invite for next week's on your calendar to come in for your conference time, which will be your normally scheduled final exam time. So if I were to go out to the website here, just like we always do on Mondays, right? So I would just go to the homepage and then I would check and see when my time is. If I know that I have English on second period, then my exam time is Monday, 11:50 to 1:10. You can come in at any time during that window. Here's the link, here's the ID, here's the password. You'll be there for about 10 minutes, depending on our conversation and what other people are contributing. And then you can bop out. If you're fifth period, if you're in honors, you'll come in at 11:50. So those are your scheduled times. That way it does not interfere with any of your other classes. You won't have anything else going on. That time is designated just for that particular period. So your other teachers might be doing something very similar, so it'll follow the same schedule. If you look at your English 1 page, as always, you would start with that module sheet. You would make sure that you click on your module sheet for today, and you would just go through that. I mean, obviously today, the only thing we have is your final projects. That's all that's due, and it is due this Friday, of course, by midnight. And here were your options, your expectation sheets, samples here for you to follow. Here's all of the rubrics linked for you so you can do your very best. And then this is how you submit if you're doing the one-pagers. The other submissions are a little different. So let's go ahead and talk about that today. Let's take a look at how we submit this week. What are our final steps of this project that you've been working on for so long? The step 4, which would be Monday, through Thursday. Many of you have already done this. Some of you have already sent them to me. But I would encourage you to put everything down on paper, just like you would if we were in class. Draft it out. Take a look at it. Read it out loud. You're your very best editors by listening. You'll catch those usage errors when you read it out loud. Use the checklist and the expectation sheet I gave you. That's why I gave them to you last week, is so that you could go through them and make sure you had everything you need. You'll notice it's exactly everything from step 1, which was the first week of May, step 2, which was the third week of May, step 3, which was last week. That is exactly what is on the expectation sheet, which is also aligned directly to your rubric. Have somebody else look at it. Give them the rubric, give them the expectation sheet with a checklist on it, and have them go through your draft to make sure it's what you want it to look like before you move forward. The last step, which would be on Friday, before 11:59, make sure you publish or submit that. Your final draft, remember, that's your very best effort. It proves that you have mastered the material. You've done everything that's been asked of you. You've had a chance to demonstrate what you've learned in a way that you wanted to demonstrate that. Right? You got to choose how you were going to show your teacher what you've learned. You've used all of the resources that were given to you this month. You watched the videos, you've looked at the samples, you've come into office hours, you've looked at the expectation sheet, you've gone over the rubric. Like, it's evident that you have ended the year and communicated to me that you have worked hard and learned on what I'm hoping you've learned. If you have a one-pager, if you were option 1, this is how you will submit. You're going to take a pic with your phone. You will take a picture of your one-pager as the whole project. Then I would also, if there's certain areas you really want to focus on that you want me to see more in depth, you can take pictures of that as well. I need to be able to see it. Remember, when I load up that picture onto my computer, I have to be able to read it and see everything on there. So make sure it's clear. What I can't see, I can't score. What I can't score, you don't get credit on. So you will go to VoiceThread, and this is, it'll be posted. It's on my website, and it'll also be posted in your emails that if you're doing a one-pager, you will get. If you've told me you are. If you haven't told me, then I don't know. So I can't, read your mind. But it'll be on the website for sure. You will click the up sign. I'll show you here in a minute. You're just going to click the plus sign, and that's all you have to do to upload the picture. It takes about 10 seconds, and then you would click the microphone. You'll state your name, class period, title, and author. If there's anything you feel that you didn't get a chance to say on your one-pager to make sure that I know you've learned what I needed you to learn, then now would be the time to elaborate on that. Now, I couldn't fit on the edge here. You can see it's a little blurry, but I wanted you to know blah. So just make sure you communicate to me what you want me to know that you've learned. When I have graded that, I will send you an email. The subject line will read final project. It will have the scored rubric as an attachment. So you'll have to click on that to see your score. So if we look at how to do that, you will just go to the website. You will click Submit to VoiceThread. You can see it'll take you directly to where you need to go. You don't have to worry about any platforms, any logging in, anything. So I've uploaded one here for you that's a student sample. But how you would do that is you click over here, Oh, so first you have to expand. So expand it first, right down here. This two little guy down here means we're going to open up and have more slides available. Okay. Once I've done that, how you add your picture is you just click the plus sign, then you're going to upload. You will upload your file, which you have taken a picture of, so it should be, on your camera roll or sitting in your pictures, depending on how you've saved it. So if I'm uploading my one pager, I would just click this button and it uploads it. It's as easy as that. What I want to do next, remember, is I need to say who I am, and I want to say, what the title is, who the author was of my particular piece, so that when Mrs. P is looking at it, she knows who it was about. So then I'm just going to do just a second here. Okay, so click on it, this little plus sign here. And if you wanted to record a video of yourself, you certainly could do that, and it'll put your picture over to the side of you talking about it. But if you just want your voice, you click this button, and then you just say record audio comment. It'll let you go a minute here. My name is Shannon Pressinger. I'm in period 2, English. The book I read was All American Boys by Jason Reynolds. And this is my one pager. Some areas I'd really like to draw attention to are my second connection, or whatever it is that you wanted to work on. Then you just click stop recording, it uploads, and you're done. So that took us 1 minute and 24 seconds. And I don't think it'll take you that long. So that's how you work through VoiceThread if that was your option. If you're in Google Slides, remember you are going to share with me. You're going to share your slide, your presentation, whether you did a PowerPoint, whatever that might be. You're going to make sure you share it with Pressengerenglish at Gmail. If you can't do that for some reason, then you send it to me in the email. But I caution you, because some of you who just send them to me, you don't give me access to view them or to comment. So then I can't grade it. So you need to make sure that I have all the permissions necessary, because if I can't access it, again, I can't grade it. And if I can't grade it, you don't get credit. I can't, know what you've learned if I can't see it. So it's your job to double check that. Once again, when your project's been graded, I will send you an email, and it'll say final project, and it will have the rubric in there as an attachment, the exact rubric that's on the website that's also in your email. So it'll be that. I'll download it. I'll put the comments on there, the score, and it'll send it to you. You will need to open that to see your score. So I encourage you to do that. The last option were for those of you that were writing the essay. Your essays will be submitted and turn it in. And again, today there is an option for you to submit your rough draft. And then I have placed in there all of the feedback comments for mechanics, usage, and grammar. So you'll have all of that. You can check those as soon as you post it, and they will upload. They'll all be available to you as soon as you've submitted that rough draft. If you submit a rough draft on Thursday, I will not have time to go through and score them all before they're due on Friday. So I would encourage you to do that earlier in the week rather than later. Once you are feeling like it's exactly how you want it and you have a final draft that you're ready to submit, then you will go ahead and go directly into Turn It In. You'll look for Final Draft, and you'll submit that into your final draft. Again, once your project's been graded, you'll receive an email with the subject line Final Project, and it will direct you to go to Turn It In, click on that assignment, view it. Once you view the paper, like all the other work you've done in Turn It In, you can see the comments, the rubric, and your final score. So that is the last option that you have. I encourage you to please come in and to office hours if you have any questions. I would love to see you. First of all and foremost, I would love to see you. But second of all, I can answer any of these questions about little things that you might not be clear on, or that I maybe didn't elaborate very well on in the teaching video. And if you have the ability to do that, I'd prefer that. Otherwise, you can shoot me an email and I'll do my best to get back to you in a reasonable amount of time, as the times that are posted on the website, easy to see. Have a great day, and an awesome quiet week. I hope you get a lot accomplished, and I hope that you can start getting those grades up. All right. I will see you soon. Take care. Have a great week.